I hope that in America, people here will get a sense of what it means to drive a car every day.
This is a technology out of control, and there's really no way they can stop it.
What is happening? Something is going on. Can you feel the way?
I graduated from college in 1994 and came to the Bay Area, where I started working for a internet marketing company. It was a small startup company, and we were just sort of on the helm of busting the World Wide Web into the mainstream. I quit that and went to Peru, where I met my future coworker, Prothap, and he and I and several other people traveled to a region called the Camisea region in Peru, which is about 300 miles east of Lima. We were on an 8-day sort of investigative journey through the villages, trying to gather testimonies and trying to investigate some of Shell's activities there. And what I saw was communities of people that had been living in this area for thousands and thousands of years. Some of them, parts of their communities had still maintained to be uncontacted. Shell there was doing a lot of destructive things to their environment. They were clear-cutting forests, which was causing erosion into rivers. Their helicopters were flying in, chasing off wildlife, making it more difficult for them to hunt. They were violating a number of contracts they had made with communities. They were not consulting the communities about what they were going to be doing in the area. And what I saw was the connection that Shell and other oil companies who were also in the area, such as Mobil, what they were doing there. And I realized how, as an American, how I sort of supported that system personally, how I, being a part of the gas sort of guzzling culture, I understood how, I could see how that, the direct impact of that and what that meant. For me, it was an instant galvanizing force to want to do what I could here. I volunteered for Project Underground for about a year and got a lot of experience doing that, and then came in as staff. I put together the newsletter, which goes out twice a month. It goes out to about 3,000 people in English and Spanish. It is a global digest on the oil and mining industries, and it provides really useful stories and information about what's happening with communities in the oil and mining industries around the world. And it basically also provides statistics and is a sort of a record of how the oil and mining industry operates.
We were started almost 2 years ago. Around basically 2 years ago, the USDA put out a new set of organic standards. This is basically rules that will regulate organic farming. And among the definitions of organic farming, they wanted to include genetic engineering, irradiation, and sewage sludge. Now, in response to this, almost 300,000 consumers wrote to the USDA and said that this was completely unacceptable. And it was actually one of the biggest responses that the government has received on any issue, I think, other than the tobacco issue. And since then, we've been trying to promote a safe, healthy, and sustainable system of food and agriculture. That's our mission statement, and which part of this involves promoting organic and sustainable agriculture. And right now, the Biodemocracy Campaign is basically working on a moratorium against genetically engineered foods and crops. We see this as being the biggest threat to this implementation of a sustainable food system right now.
Can you give me some examples of, what might be genetically engineered?
Sure. The main crops you're looking at right now are corn, cotton, soybeans, and canola. And if you look at the foods that you eat, look at food ingredient labels, you'll find corn syrup and soy derivatives are in over 65% of most foods. Consumer Reports did a test last September, and they found over 60% of processed foods found in supermarket shelves to contain these ingredients. We're asking for a global moratorium on all genetically engineered crops. We're asking for a transition to a 30% organic economy by the year 2010, and also a phase out of dangerous and unhealthy practices of industrial farming. And we took these 3 points from groups in Europe, so basically saying, look, this is what consumers in Europe are asking of the government and of the corporations that are providing their food, and we think that American consumers should be entitled to the same standard of food regulations. Mm-hmm.